The single most important predictor of a student's academic success is early exposure to books. And it is early exposure to being read to, as well as them reading themselves as much as possible. So today I wanted to talk to you about some creative ways to get your stubborn child who might not want to read to read. First one, actions speak louder than words. So rather than just saying you read, you read, you read, make sure your child sees you read, loving books. If you're not much of a reader, now's a great time to become one. There is a wonderful world out there that you are totally missing out on if you are not a reader. So I encourage you, mom and dad, to become a reader as well and make sure your child sees you reading. Also talk about what you're reading. Like, I just read this amazing story. I want to share it. Here's what's great about it. Whatever. Obviously, there are books on every topic imaginable. And I encourage you to find one that is interesting to you. So the first one is, yes, you become a reader. Second one is treat reading as a special time. Instead of saying, okay, after dinner you have to read for 15 minutes. Say, okay, if you finish your vegetables, you get to read for an extra 5 minutes. You can read for 20 minutes. How awesome is that? Just like these little simple rephrasing can be extremely valuable to get your child to not only be willing to read, but enjoy reading. The third one, perhaps the most fun one, is have a reading buddy for your child. So this is Slider. He is the mascot for the Cleveland Indians. He was our reading buddy when I taught second grade. So it is the idea behind a reading buddy is that this guy is going to listen to him read. That is his only purpose. So it's a special toy that is only for reading. And it is a really good incentive to get them to read on a consistent basis if they get to be with this toy or whatever for it. If you don't have a reading buddy for like that specific purpose, make it a special occasion. Find a toy that they would be willing to read to. Fourth thing, read amazing books to them. Not only should they be reading, but you should be reading to them as well. And just foster a love of reading. A lot of the books that you read as a child are still out there, still awesome. And share with them, like, yeah, like Pop read this to me when I was a little girl. Things like that. Awesome, very incentivizing, and they like to be part of, your children will like to be part of your literary history as well. And then finally, have your child do repeated readings. So a lot of times a child who doesn't want to read is finding reading difficult. And a really good way to encourage them to just gain their confidence is to have them repeat the reading. So, okay, you read one page, and then you just have them repeat the page. You just read it, they're repeating the page. Or if that's too challenging, like a word, like, okay, like here is this one word. What is that word? Just try to get their confidence up to a point where they are willing to do it on their own. Because again, a lot of times, stubborn readers or students who are resistant to reading, children who are resistant to reading, it's coming from a place of insecurity. I hope this was helpful. And again, if you would ever like to talk to me about me working, or one of my contractors working with your children, free consultation always at higdensolutions.com.